All right, so it's Friday, April the 30th. It's 8:17 a.m. right now. We're packing up, getting ready to go. You see the shelter, inside shelter there. Let's just do a quick walk around. I'm sure I have this on video multiple times. Picnic table, fire ring, Foran Gap Shelter, nice shelter. It faces the north, as you can see right here. So in the winter, when all these leaves are off, I bet the shelter's cold. We had a breeze blow in. It was nice. It was a little crisp, but not too cold. Some places for some tents in the back there if you wanted to. You could make it work. But really a beautiful location. It's a mile from the trailhead down by the road. So you might get people that would just hike in here and stay the night here. Not people that are just hiking. So something to consider because it's just a mile off the trailhead. So today is how far? 10 miles? 11 miles again. So we're hoping for good trails. All right, so we'll hit it down the road. All right, we're on the trail leaving 8:30 in the morning. I think we have a very short down, and then it's mostly going to be up. So looks like they came through and groomed this trail. Might be able to have some views later on if it opens up. This little area here there's no fire rings or anything, but this is about half a mile from that shelter. You could certainly hammock or tent camp up here. There's some good flat spots for some tents. You could easily set up tents up here. This would be a nice little camp spot. And yeah, 0.56 past the shelter. This little stream here is going to be my water source. Looks pretty clear water. 1.8 miles from the shelter. The trail has been pretty much like this right here. It's been a slight climb, just ever so slight. Just enough to get your breathing heavy, but trail's in really good shape and not very many rocks at all, so that's a blessing. On this trail, any part of this trail that you can get where there's not a lot of rocks, you just chunk those miles up to happy miles. We're about 2.75 miles from the shelter, so close to mile marker 73 probably. Quarter mile to it. Trail's been about the same as it was, just nice. It looks like now I'm walking on a ridge line. There's valley openings on both sides. You can't see through for all the tree cover, but you won't be able to see it on the GoPro. But back to my left, I don't know. I can't even tell for sure. Back down there, maybe there was a lake. I don't know. Probably not. Somebody left their cup.
Yeah, it doesn't have a
on
rattle.
the GoPro. Yeah, he's just a black snake.
He's looking at us.
Is he? I don't want to have to get a tetanus shot or anything.
He's got a round head. He's fine.
He's just a rat snake.
Yeah. Probably sunning.
If that sucker moves, y'all.
I get it. I'm gonna levitate with you.
It's facing
Well, if he
that
does, I'll have it recorded. Dang it. Thank you. That was very kind of you. You don't know how hard that is to bend over like
No
that.
problem.
Damn it.
All right, now you're just starting to push me around, King.
All right. It's 11 and we've done right at 4 miles.
I was planning on stopping at 12:30-ish, depending on terrain, and having lunch.
Okay.
Maybe a 30-minute siesta,
Ooh, that sounds really good. All right, it's 11:20. I'm just taking a little break right here along the trail. Little rock outcropping sitting right there. Pack. Okay, close to about 5 miles from the shelter. This is starting a downhill to some junction. I don't know what it is, but the trail's been pretty good today. Not many rocks. It's not super steep either way. This downhill is, I'm trying to take my time on it, but it's not super steep, but I wouldn't want to be climbing up it. Anyways, just kind of a green. The trail doesn't really go out on the ridge where you can see any valleys or anything. Let's just give a little update. We made it down from the trail goes down to a junction, pass that up, and now we're in for how'd Warren get behind me? Now we're in for a long, grueling uphill. I don't know how Warren got behind me.
tried to go find the spring, but I don't know if I was willing to walk far enough.
Oh, is that where the spring is at?
Yeah. There was a sign that said spring with an arrow pointing up the hill. It said 1/4 of a mile. It just kind of scratched in the sign.
Oh.
It was steep. Anyway, I walked about 10 minutes up the hill and turned around and walked back. Kind of wanted to see it, but
Yeah.
not that bad.
I hope there's water up here somewhere. I'm kind of concerned, but we just had a very short break. Just basically filtered water. I'm carrying over 2.5 liters now. Right now what we're doing is we're gonna go the first decent place that we can sit and eat lunch. That's where we're headed. It's all uphill for a while now. It's gonna be a long jaunt uphill, especially with this heavy water on here. All right.
That.
Warren and I have decided that taking a nap while on trail is a challenge.
Oh yeah.
And we are accepting that challenge. at this location.
Not to back down from a challenge.
No, absolutely not.
We are not backer downers. Challenges. But first we have to eat lunch.
All right, lunch break is over. Get my package just to finish out this up. Warren just left. He's gonna be setting the pace. A little bit of a view from right here. You can hear me breathing hard because just came up that. Now I gotta go down, and then the trail goes back up. So it's ever bit difficult. Mile marker 75. There's the lake back over there somewhere. Nice. All right. Still working on this up, and this is probably one of the hardest ups. Certainly this trip. Boy, this trail disappears up there. That's down there. I don't think you can tell how steep that is, but it's winded me for sure. I've been, I'll pick out a tree and go up to that tree and then stop and catch my breath. It's just the way I have to do it. It's challenging for sure. I guess that's why I'm doing it. Challenge myself. I'll keep plugging away at it and eventually make it to the top somewhere up there, and then start down. So, all right, that's it for this part of the video. All right, I'm not at the top by no means, but I got a view. There's the trail. Going up those rocks right there, I guess. Had to earn this one. This one cost some sweat and some pain. Wow. It's worth it. Yep. It's all worth it. Oh, wow. Maybe we're gonna go down now, maybe. Whew. All right. Still going up. Boy, this day's been brutal. Just seems like I've been climbing the whole day. Oh man. I think this is the last up and then the big downhill. And I've got a hot spot on the bottom of my foot. I'm gonna have to do something with that before I start down. But yeah, this part of the trail has been really hard for me today. I don't know if it's because I'm just tired, but the ups on this part, just wow. Seems like I've been going up the whole time. It's burned my legs out. All right, I'm gonna pick a tree up there. I'm gonna walk to that before I stop and take a breath, catch my breath. That's the only way I can do these ups like that, is I just pick a tree. It's gonna be that one right there. I'll take you with me. If you can hear me breathe hard, how hard I'm breathing, I'll edit it out if it's really bad. But how slow I have to go. Oh wow. Okay. I'm almost at the top of this climb. I'm hurting bad. All right, get to the next marker. All right, I'm on the back side going down, and this down right here is, wow, it is literally straight down. If I'd have done this yesterday when it was raining and slick, I don't know that I wouldn't have slid down this mountain. Wow, this is really steep. I guess it's a blessing I'm not going through rocks. But it's still, golly, this is straight down. Wow. This is somewhere between mile marker 78 and 79. Probably got 2 miles to the shelter. I'm totally exhausted. I wish I could find a place to sit down for a little while. There's nothing. All right, I'm going down towards the shelter, past mile 78, whatever. But I just gotta say that this section, whatever shelter I stayed in last night, I'll have to look it up. Maybe I'll do to whichever shelter I'm going to. I don't know, I've watched some videos of people do this trail, and you would think it was a walk in Disney park. Whistling, just outstanding, beautiful trail. I'm just gonna say that this trail is up forever, with parts of it being really steep, and then when you start down, it's just straight down. There's no switchback. The people that invented this trail didn't believe in switchbacks at all. It's just this people say the Arkansas section is the easiest. This may be the hardest section of the trail I've been on physically. It's just, the up was forever. You leave the shelter and you're on an up forever. And then when you start down, it's just straight down. It's brutal going eastbound. I can't imagine trying to tackle this westbound going up on this part. I don't know. I guess it was also just almost as bad. I think we came over that mountain right there, dropped down, came over another mountain, dropped down, came around, and now we're coming down this way. I think what, 2 miles? I hope I'm less than 2 miles to the shelter. There's no, it just rained, like flooded, like 4 inches 2 nights ago. So there was a little bit of water back just about a quarter of a mile from here. Other than that, there's not much water, and you would have to carry water. If you're doing this and it hasn't rained, whether it's fall or spring, water is a major problem on this part of the trail for whatever reason. Just keep that in mind. Anybody that watches this, I don't know if anybody will. Parts of it is very pretty, but it is a brutal up, and it is a brutal down. And I'm trying to think. I mean, you're not fighting the rocks like you are in the Oklahoma section, but those ups and downs. Now, luckily, the downs, you know, I'm not picking my way through boulders right now. Just a little gravel rock. And the ups, you're not really fighting rocks that much, but outside of that, man, it can just tear you up. We left at 8:30. It's 5 o'clock now. I don't know if I could do this in the fall when it's getting dark earlier. But anyways, you know, I'm not in real good shape, and I'm overweight, and so, I mean, take that with a grain of salt also if you're thinking about this trail. I mean, somebody that's in really good shape probably zip right through here whistling like they were walking through Disney World. But for me, it's been really tough. So I just want to put that out there just in case somebody's watching this and they're getting, and they've watched other videos and they think, okay, that section's not too bad. Yeah, it is. And just be prepared for the water, and just be prepared for a very long up and straight down. And take that in consideration when you start. I'm not saying don't do it, I'm just saying be aware. Don't. A lot of people say Arkansas is really the easy part, and this part I disagree with. Anyways, I'm out. Oh my gosh, finally. I hope it's not very far. Of course it's up. Of course it is. No, I don't see no shelter. Finally walking into the shelter. Foran Gap Shelter. There's a creek that's running right down there. Oh man, that's brutal. Take this pack off. Okay, at the shelter after a very brutal, probably the hardest day I've ever had hiking. I'm beat down bad, and we'll just have to see how I recover. But Foran Gap Shelter, awesome location. It sure is hard to get here, but the shelter itself is, let's see if I can turn this. Alright. The shelter itself is like all the others, pretty. There's the name, the bench. There's a picnic table here. It's got an actual fire ring. Inside, I don't know if you can see it all. Bench to sleep. There's pegs up there. The shelter sits right above a little creek that's running. You can hear it. And Warren is up there setting up his hammock. He's going to be able to sit up there in the hammock and listen to the creek gurgle by all night. I would imagine that's going to equal some really great sleep. This is a pretty big drop off straight down to the creek from here. There's a trail back around there where Warren's at to get to the creek so we can get some water. No real good tent spots. But I would put a tent. I'm gonna sleep in the shelter, it looks like. But yeah, really, it was hard to get to this shelter. Actually, it was up and then down and back across a bunch of rocks. But as far as camping locations for shelter, this is by far my favorite. Without a doubt. A little pretty down here. I don't want to walk all the way down there without my water bag, because if I'm going to walk it, I got to get water. Foran Gap Shelter. Probably not going to film any cooking or anything. This will probably be the end of it for the day. I'm just so exhausted. Feet are tore up. My shoulder is killing me. My calves, my thighs hurt so bad. So I probably won't film anything else. I don't even know if I'll eat. I kind of feel sick. I just have to recover for a little bit. Just relax. Try to drink a bunch of water if I can. And then, I don't know if I'll eat or not. If I don't, I'll just be off to bed. But, that's the setup for tonight. It's looking really good. I'm beat up. I don't know if I'm gonna look at an exit plan or not. The next shelter is 11 miles away, and I got to look at gut hooks and everything and see if it's like this was today. There's no way I can't make it. I just can't. I'm not capable. I don't believe. I mean, it worked this hard to get to this view, so I guess. I mean, I would do a lot to get to this view. This is a great spot, but that was so hard. I just don't know if I can do it again tomorrow. You know, that would be 3 back-to-back days of hard. I don't know. I just have to think about it. Warren and I will have to talk about it. try to figure out what we're going to do. We might just camp here tomorrow, stay here all day, recover, and I may just have to take an extra day to get back home. I don't know. We'll see. All right, I'm out.